this is the type of stuff you don't get with a tripod. You get this quality pan.
I know, and I would have cleaned the studio better.
This is not a dirty studio. Speaking of dirty, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Beer with a Queer, episode 171. We have a very special format today. We have a very special guest, like I teased last week. We have Rachel Covello. Applause
Hi.
here. You know what? I'm going to add in applause. We are in her studio in St. Pete. She has brought a challenge. Instead of Beer with the Queer today, we are doing root beers with queers. That's what we're doing today. She has multiple root beers she has set up. One of these is from a brewery, Three Daughters Brewery, also in St. Pete. One of these has vodka in it. It's a vodka root beer can. And how many are sugar-free?
I think there's 2 that are sugar-free, and then I think we have a couple that are also a prebiotic root beer. So lots of fun, lots of options.
I'm gonna poop good tonight. So I'm gonna try to guess which is which. Sugar-free, vodka, probiotics. I'm gonna get real in there. And Rachel, I have a fun fact for you.
Okay.
This is something you don't know about me, and I would think most people don't actually know about me, but my family. And when my dad watches this, because he watches all of the Beer with the Queers, which is great.
Hi, Dad.
He is going to laugh hard about this because I hate root beer.
Fun. and I hate beer. So
you had told me you had this idea, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. I don't want to ruin her idea. But like literally, there's a time in my family where we were at like Colonial Williamsburg or something, and we're walking around this like old-timey town, and you can only have things that were done in that time, and they're churning butter, and the only beverage available on this burning hot day that I was dying thirsty was root beer, and I decided to die of thirst instead of drinking that. And my family will remember that. I took a stand, and I stand by it. Well, I'm breaking that today as I have multiple root beers. So obviously I'm gonna love all of them.
Perfect.
So let's go. I'm just gonna go from right to left. I'm gonna try the first one.
Okay.
Give an opinion. Are you able to? I feel like we both should be trying it, but then we'd be sipping out of the same glass.
It's okay. I'm gonna have you try it. I have tried all of them.
Okay.
I love root beer.
You're hopped up on root beer right now.
Hot root beer is like my thing.
Okay.
In fact, I didn't know there were so many varieties in the store. I could have had 14, but I say 2, 7. But I love root beer and I hate beer. So I thought it was time for you to have like a fun twist.
I'm already confused. This root beer is clear. It's a clear root beer, which by the way, super fun to say. It smells root beery. I'm going to give it a shot.
I like that the mug matches your outfit.
Oh.
Thanks for coordinating with my studio.
Yes, I did pink today for you. Okay, immediately I'll tell you this one's sugar-free. This has a sugar-free on it because you get that aftertaste. And it's not horrible. It's not a horrible root beer. Maybe because it has a little bit more of a cream soda than a root beer flavor. But it is definitely a sugar-free flavor, and I don't love that either. All right, so first question to you is, you're very involved in the community. I'm going to let you talk a little bit about, you just put together, and by involved in the community, I mean you have Outcast.tv, right? Outcoast, we're saying the same thing. We have Outcoast.tv. You have your studio, you do stand-up, you're involved politically. You just put together a week-long event in St. Pete called Sapphic St. Pete, which I definitely did not have to Google to figure out what that was, but because I already know, Sapphic refers to women who like women, but it doesn't pigeonhole as lesbian.
Right.
Sapphic includes everybody because we're inclusive. So tell me, so that just finished last week, I want to say.
Yes, I've been recovering for a week.
Okay.
So my drink of choice is usually bourbon,
Okay.
and I realized that Sapphic St. Pete week, I may have imbibed too much. So I've had a sober week drinking root beer, not the vodka kind, maybe. So I have Sapphic St. Pete. It was an amazing event. Outcoast is our travel blog. We are leaning more towards video in the coming year, kind of stepping away from the written blog side of it.
Okay.
So really just doing more content. And then you're in my art studio. This is my sanctuary. This is where I you mentioned political stuff. This is where I navigate and detox from political stuff. So kind of my hat in a few different things.
So
my hands in a few different hats or hands.
I got to be a part of the, you can put your hat in hands. Hands in hats? That sounds better. You women, you sapphic women, put your hands in anything.
And I'm bi, so that's like,
yes. So Sapphic St. Pete, overall, from what I heard and what I saw, I was at the comedy show, what I saw, massive success. Are you happy with how it turned out?
We had a great turnout.
Yeah.
All the events were success. We partnered with groups like, David Fisher with Cocktail Port Behavior Brands. They hosted several events that we kind of amplified throughout the week too. So the timing of the week we chose was great because there were other things going on, and we just made this very full week of events. And our events were packed. They were great. It kind of showed us that queer women are out there, Sapphic community members are out there, and need these spaces.
And now, it's funny you touched on that, and I think that's important for anybody that's putting together. Let's say you're putting, this looks like root beer. This has a darker hue to it. This has a cola look to it. You Midwesterners, what is they just call everything Coke. This is just Coke to you guys. I do want to ask if you're conscious about this, and I know because I used to work with St. Pete Pride / run it for years. But one of the things people I don't think about is when you're putting together an event, that specifically a queer event, but any event, look at what else is happening in the community. You don't need to reinvent the wheel every time. Use the wheels that are there. Is that a conscious effort when you're doing something like Sapphic?
Oh, 100%. I'm in my 40s now. You learn by your 40s to work smarter, not harder. So yeah, that's exactly what we did. We did host a few events, like we hosted the comedy show, we hosted an opening party in partnership with My Bar, but a lot of these venues did most of the work, hired the entertainment, and we just partnered with them to make it bigger and drive more traffic.
Nice. That, again, not heavy root beer flavor, still a little like cross between cream soda and root beer. I may not hate root beer anymore. That's a weird feeling. I'm feeling so different now.
Okay,
so that one I don't think is sugar-free, but maybe probiotic. Those are my guesses. Sugar-free, probiotic, that's where we're at on that right now.
Okay.
All right, I'm back to a clear one because
just don't look in the bottom.
It's a weird time in America right now, and root beers can be clear. All right, so my next question to you is, because you do so much, and I know how much that you do, what do you find is most rewarding between, let's say, Outcoast hitting 14,000 views on YouTube like you did with your handicap accessible, wheelchair accessible tour of Fort Lauderdale, which is a nice mark of viewership on that, or selling a major piece of your art to somebody that loves your art, or is it hitting a joke on stage and hearing that crowd instant reaction to loving something you said? Which of those three do you think you find the most rewarding? Can't be a three-way tie. Sophie's choice, make your choices.
I don't like these. At the core of everything I do, I'm a creative. So anytime anyone appreciates something that I create, there's a dopamine rush from that. Right?
You created all three of those.
So yeah, so like all those three, I know I'm trying to like break the rules here. The art is newer for me, so I think right now I'm getting kind of that rush from learning what people like in the art space, like having people see something. I actually just sold a piece of art that was apparently my self-portrait. I didn't paint it that way, but I painted it 2 years ago when I was a lot heavier, and now I look just like this painting that I did. I sold that the other day, which was kind of weird, but I really appreciated that someone wanted to put like my face on their wall,
right?
Or my cartoon version. But so I think painting right now, but I think out of everything I do, just I think with Sapphic St. Pete, I know you didn't mention that, so I'm not answering any of the three you gave me. I'm stretching out to number 4. I think one of the most rewarding things was Sapphic St. Pete at the end of the week.
Right.
Women coming up to me, queer community members coming up and saying thank you so much for creating these spaces. And the reality is Sapphic St. Pete, I lost money, like didn't make a dime this year, but I knew we had to create that space to get the momentum moving forward. And so I think for me this year, that was super rewarding. But I think all of it. I think anytime someone appreciates your creativity and you don't feel like you're spinning your wheels by yourself.
So you hate stand-up comedy is what I heard from that.
All
right, much
comedy.
like hating things, I hated that third one. That is just, that was like water. I didn't like that at all.
So I have the cheat sheet under here.
It was very watered down. I didn't get a lot of flavor from it. Here's the thing, if I'm gonna hate root beer, hit me in the face with root beer. That felt flat and watered down, not a fan of it. Also, it's not a real color. This is a dark color. This feels like molassesy root beer. It doesn't smell like it though. I feel like none of these are punching me in the face with root beer flavor. You know what I miss? Beer. Never sound more like a dude. I miss beer, bro.
You know, when you say that and you're wearing pink with a Barbie mug,
yeah, well,
questionable at best.
I miss beer, bro. Anyway, let's try it. What I love is if I wasn't wearing shorts and I had my pinkish hue skin with this shirt on, I could just stand in your studio and you would never know I was here.
I wore blue to stand out a little bit more today because I knew you'd be blending in.
Did you say there were like 2 probiotic ones? I think this is another I think everything's a probiotic. Also, I'm not 100% sure what probiotic is. I know it's good for my gut health, and if anything's healthy, it's my gut. So you talked about also.
Do you like that one?
It's all right. It's fine.
Do you like? You're not gonna like any of these.
Well, I feel like if I'm gonna hate it, I want a punch of flavor, and none of these have been a real punch of flavor.
Okay.
That may be the one with vodka in it, in my opinion. But I'll weigh in at the end.
Okay.
I'm super lightweight. If I sniff nail polish remover, I am high. So you talked about losing a bunch of weight.
Yeah.
And I've known you through that bit of that weight loss journey. Talk to us a little bit about your perspective, just how you navigate through life, having that weight loss journey that you've gone through. How much weight did you lose?
110 pounds or so.
Okay.
It's not my first rodeo in the weight loss world. I was chubby, I think, coming out of my mom. Like, I was always a chubby kid.
Right.
You
were a healthy baby.
Yeah, like, you're fatty gay. I was like chubby bye. I don't know. So, you know, I had lost about a decade ago, I had lost 130 pounds. I was on a journey at that point.
Okay.
Went back to school, got a degree in nutrition. Life took a different course. I had some medical stuff I was dealing with. I wound up having to step away, got into all the gay stuff I do now. And now I'm kind of like circling back to that journey. The last 2 years I've been on a weight loss journey again, lost the weight that I had pretty much regained.
Right.
This time I had a little help. You know, I definitely believe in if there's tools out there that can help you, use them, just do it in a healthy way.
Sure.
So I've been doing the GLP ones and also focused on, you know, moving, eating healthy, focusing on balance in my life. I'm really big right now into creative wellness, meaning we're not just focused on food and exercise, which I think when you obsess about that, that's how you fail in long-term weight loss success.
Right.
You've got to find outlets, like creative outlets, like painting or laughter or other things that will fill your cup. So food and beer don't have to.
You think maybe filling your cup so much was part of the problem?
Probably.
All right.
Bourbon, old fashions are my thing.
That just tastes like flat soda, but it tastes more like root beer.
I gotta figure out what he's talking about as we're going. What did that?
It just tastes like
on
flat
the
soda.
on the root beer scale of 1 to 10. How far root beerish was that?
It was root beerish.
Okay.
Like a flat root beer.
Okay.
So.
I mean, they're warm now. You've been talking for a bit.
No. You sound like everybody I've ever met. You sound like Matt. Hi, Matt. Okay, great talk. All right, let's try this one real quick. Oh, that's nice. Again, it's a bit cream soda. Is root beer just cream soda? Is it just a fancy cream soda from the other side of the tracks?
I think it has more root.
Do you think because of the name?
Yeah.
And less cream?
Less cream.
All right. More root and less cream was
Otherwise it would be cream soda.
Was my name in high school. I don't know, that's kind of tasty. I guess I don't hate root beer. You know what? I apologize to 11-year-old Jeff being a little bitch about all of this. Root beer's not horrible if you leave it out and you drink it in fancy mugs. All right, real quick, I'm gonna try and remember, I don't know, whatever I said. I think this is the vodka. Did I say this was the vodka one? That's the vodka one. And then like sugar-free, probiotic, flat. How close am I?
All right, I will tell you there's at least 2 real root beers.
Okay.
So
I think that's a real root beer.
Okay.
And I think one of those 2 is a real root beer.
Okay.
That one.
All right, so this was your vodka choice, right?
That's my vodka
So this
choice.
is the vodka that we're talking about. It's actually, and it's kind of a twist because it is under 100 calories, so it is a little bit healthier than typical
Retro
root beers.
chill root beer flavor.
I love this. I don't drink beer, so when I go to Three Daughters, that is usually what I order.
Did I get it right?
You did. You got it right.
I know some vodka.
Yeah, it has, and it's not super strong. I mean, it could sneak up on you
That's not
like super quickly. So let's put this like next to the mug.
There we
So
go.
can kind of keep
All
track.
right, what's the next one?
So you had these. This one is
sugar-free.
sugar-free,
Yeah.
and you said this one, right?
Yeah, I felt so.
Okay.
I don't know.
So this one is Zevia, which is sugar-free. This
Yeah.
is the ginger one. That is right here. So it's a Zevia ginger root beer. I actually really like it because it's nice and light. I know you said it was no flavor. And then it was funny because you mentioned that sugar-free one was like more like a cream soda.
Yeah.
This is actually creamy root beer. So you're kind of like knowing your root beers more than you might think.
I know what's in my mouth. I've played Turn Off the Lights, What's in My Mouth, and I win every time.
Okay, we just went super gay with that
Oh,
one.
sorry, I made it
Swinging
weird.
back to the bisexual world at least. Like, let's meet us halfway here. Okay, so then here, this is Poppy, which is the prebiotic soda. So now that
Yeah.
you're actually really good at this
We were
game.
saying prebiotic the
I
whole
have
time.
not
We're
tasted
saying
this.
the same thing. Poppy's
That's
like-
almost like if root beer and Dr. Pepper had a baby.
Yeah.
A little bit more tart.
It'd be
See, I
shunned by
can
the
taste
community.
them. They're right here. And then you said that this one was a real root beer.
I think so.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is your classic IBC root beer.
Yep, nailed it.
Classic.
And then I guess that one.
All right.
If I have
so
to
far
choose
you're
between
doing
those
really
two.
good. I'm kind of impressed.
I'm amazing.
All right. You said this one
Yeah.
over this one.
Yeah.
That's where you'll be a little wrong
Oh.
because this one is a prebiotic botanical plant fiber classic root beer.
It's supposed to be, they're trying to
Only
change the
35
game.
calories right here. This one's actually really good.
Yeah, they're trying to change the game of soda, Ollie Pop.
See, I wouldn't have guessed that. That tastes more like cream. If out of all of them, I actually think this one tastes like cream soda.
They all kind of do.
Oh,
Whoa, you're cut
That
off.
was good. And then the last and final one, which is your classic
And
A&W.
Yeah,
And
it
I
was
did
a
not
50-50.
torture you with the diet one. I almost bought the
No.
diet one. But I figured we could have a little sugar. This is like, let's see. Now it's root beer.
all right.
This
well,
is the one I want ice cream with.
the things I've learned is I don't hate root beer is what I've learned. But excitingly, Matt loves root beer, so he's looking to finish some of these cans that we have here.
Don't mind the lipstick, sorry.
Anything you want anybody watching to know specifically coming up that you're excited about, that you're looking forward to, that you want them to follow you on?
You started this off by saying you're having root beers with queers. I do feel like I have multiple personality, but so it's easiest just to go to my website, which is rachelcovello.com.
You have a very
And
nice
I have-
website, by the way.
Thank you. And I have all the things I do. I'm really, like, right now leaning a lot into the creative wellness spaces and getting people excited about filling their cup more
Yes.
with root beer.
Thank you. Another episode. Thank you, Rachel. Appreciate you,
Thank you.
setting this up. I think it was a lot of fun. And catch you next time. That's another episode of Beer with a Queer, aka Root Beers with Queers.